Good morning, Chairman. The recording has now commenced. I'll let our guests in from the lobby. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. Perhaps you'll let me know when everybody's in from the lobby.
Yes, I can confirm the guests have joined the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shelley. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this virtual meeting of the South Stephen District Council Planning Committee. My name is Bob Adams and I am the chairman of the committee. We're still in these very challenging times, and I'm confident that I can look forward to the fullest cooperation of members and the public in ensuring our deliberations proceed in an orderly and professional manner. Housekeeping matters. I'd be very grateful if all devices not being used or need to be either turned off or put on silent, please. That would be extremely helpful. Members of the committee and of the public may find it. Hello?
Mr. Chairman, I haven't got any sound.
Well, we can hear you, Mike. You can't hear us. Okay, Jordan, can you pick that up? And I will adjourn the meeting for a couple of minutes to enable to resolve the problems with Councillor Exton. Have you picked that up, Jordan? Were you? Jordan, can you hear me? Has anybody contacted you, Mike?
Chairman, I've just asked IT to find out what the issue is with Councillor Exton and hopefully can get that resolved.
Okay.
No, I can't hear anything now. Councillor Jackie Smith, are you back?
I think Jordan's with her at the moment, Mandy.
Okay, that's fine.
Councillor Exton, have they been able to reconnect your sound?
It's my guess, Chairman, they've taken him right out to reconnect him.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll just carry on dealing with the housekeeping matters. Councillor Exton is well aware of what they are, and we'll have a double check before we start to move on to items on the agenda. Okay, so I think I'd got to the point of mentioning to committee members and public, it's helpful to have the devices connected to the main electricity supply to avoid losing connection to the meeting. Helpful if landlines are situated so that if they do ring, they are muted, and if you have pets, that they are not able to access the room you're working in, and that other household distractions are kept to a minimum. May I remind everyone that members of the committee have control of their own microphones. Please remember to turn them on when you start speaking and turn them off when you finish. We have Jordan and Sean looking after us from an IT point of view. May I ask committee members and members of the public have their cameras turned on when they are speaking, and speakers will be advised when they have 30 seconds left and when their time is up. The chat function in Skype for Business is only for the use of planning committee members who want to indicate that they would like to speak. So the only thing that we should see in the chat box is speak please. Any members of the public or other members should not use the chat function. If they do, they will be asked once to stop, and if they use it again, it would be unfortunate, but we would have to remove them from the meeting. Please be aware that you could disconnect yourself if you inadvertently press any of the buttons on your device, and as I've already mentioned, there is IT support during the whole of the meeting should it be needed. If a member or members do get connected when we are in the main agenda for more than a few seconds, I will refer members and the public to 16.2 of the published protocol, adjournment of a meeting. We will adjourn for a short while in an attempt to reconnect a member, but if that's not possible after a few minutes, then for whatever item on the agenda we're on, that member would have to exclude themselves and not vote when it comes to a vote. Okay, in the room here, Jeff Upton, the new head of planning, is with me, as is Councillor Reid, the cabinet member, portfolio holder for planning and housing. So I think that has dealt with all the housekeeping matters. We'll now move on. Could I ask, is it Anita doing the roll call, please?
Yes, it is, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Anita. Then if you could do a roll call of members, that would be helpful.
Certainly. Councillor Bob Adams.
Present.
Councillor Judy Smith.
Present.
Councillor David Bellamy.
Present.
Councillor Harish Bishnau Singh.
Present.
Councillor Helen Crawford.
Present.
Councillor Phil Dilks. Councillor Dilks. I'll come back to Councillor Dilks. Councillor Dilks, is that... Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, Councillor Dilks, what were you going to say?
You seem to be breaking up, Phil.
I'm having a little bit of trouble with my
Okay, I'll get Jordan. Could you get Sean or somebody to contact Councillor Dilks, please?
Councillor Exton doesn't appear to be on at the moment, so I'll try that again later. Councillor Cabry Brown.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Milnes.
Present.
Councillor Morgan doesn't appear to be there either. Councillor Robert Reid.
Present.
Councillor Ian Selby.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Jackie Smith.
Present.
Thank you. So we're just missing Councillor Exton and Councillor Morgan, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, well, Councillor Morgan, because of her working hours, does find it difficult at times. So, Councillor Exton, any luck in rejoining us? Okay, so I will just adjourn for a couple of minutes to see if we can get Councillor Exton connected on sound, and Phil Dilks, who is also apparently having problems.
Given that I'll solve it.
Can you sort of disconnect? Can you take yourself out and reconnect? Go through the process again, Phil. Councillor Exton, Councillor Dilks, have you been able to rejoin us?
I'll join me.
Phil, we can hear you occasionally. Can you just put in the chat box whether you can hear us or not? Because if you can, then we can probably proceed. It looks as though Councillor Exton's difficulties are a little bit more difficult. I can see you on the screen, Phil. Okay? So I'm content that you can hear us, Phil. So so we will proceed. So there's just Councillor Exton. Councillor Exton, if you.
I'm back with you, Bob.
Great. So that's everybody back present. Thank you for your forbearance, members. Very much appreciated. So we've done the register of attendance. So Anita, you picked up Mike Exton, who's now with us.
I have, yes, Mr. Chairman, and Councillor Dilks as well.
If you have a minute to ring Councillor Morgan, just to be sure she's not having connection problems.
I think IT have actually tried ringing her, and they're not getting any response from her mobile.
Yeah, she could still well be at work.
Yes.
Fine. We'll go on to do item 2 on the agenda: disclosure of interest. Any member got any disclosures other than those that are registered in the Register of Interest book? If there's any others additional to that, either now or if it occurs to you during the meeting, obviously you can declare those interests at any time during the meeting. We'll go on to item 3, which are the minutes of the meeting held on the 9th of December. Now, I am aware that these are, it's an apology, yes, but it is very difficult with meetings being every week at the moment to get these out in good time. But I'm quite content to go through page by page if members wish me to do that, if they've got any issues, to raise any issues of accuracy. I'll take members' wishes. Are you all content that the minutes are accurate? Or do you wish me to go through page by page?
Bob.
I'll second.
Okay, so I'll move the minutes. Harris, you're happy to second them?
I will second them.
Thank you very much. Anita, can we take the vote on the minutes, please?
Yes, certainly, Mr. Chairman. Pardon me. Councillor Adams.
4.
Thank you. Councillor Judy Smith.
4.
Councillor Bellamy.
4.
Councillor Bishnau Singh.
4.
Councillor Crawford.
4.
Councillor Dilks.
4.
Councillor Exton.
4.
Councillor Cabery Brown.
4.
Councillor Milnes.
4.
I'll say Councillor Morgan just in case she's there. No. Councillor Reid.
4.
Councillor Selby.
I was late arriving at the meeting, so with the exception for the items that I wasn't there, obviously abstaining on those items, but alternatively a 4.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Councillor Jackie Smith.
4.
Thank you. That's the minutes are carried, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Anita.
Sorry, did you actually hear me, Anita, Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you, Phil. Thank you.
Thank you. It seems to have been solved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Super. Jolly good. So item 4 on the application on the agenda has been withdrawn. So we will move straight on to item 5 on the agenda, application S201434, which is in the capable hands of Phil Jordan, please.
Chairman, this is Mandy. Can I just make a correction? Was the application actually withdrawn or is it just postponed?
Oh, sorry, postponed. Yes, deferred.
Thank you, Chair.
Sorry. Thank you for that, Mandy. Keep me on the straight and narrow. Okay, Phil.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning, members. So this first application is S201434. It's the proposal for a storage building off Tunnel Bank in Bourne, use class B1, B8, or in the new use class order, that's use class E, and the subclass G within that. Just to confirm that on the slide there, Green Plus Limited, that's the name of the company. It is with 3 E's, unusual spelling. I think we'd corrected that or sought to correct it in the main report, and then was informed that it is actually spelt with 3 E's. So Green Plus Limited, and they're an established plant supplier to major supermarkets and online retailers. So key issues with this application: principle of development, impact on the character of the area, any impact on neighbouring properties, and highway considerations. So a bit of an overview of Bourne here. You can see the application site is located right down in the southeast of Bourne, to the south of this existing industrial area off Cherry Holt Road, and the site itself is just to the south of the existing 2 buildings that form the business on the site. So just looking at a bit more sort of detail at the site here, you've got 2 main buildings on the site, and then this space to the south of the existing longer building, that's where the proposed new building would be sited. So a couple of photos. This is the front of the existing larger building with the car parking spaces in front. And then this is the longer, effectively the sort of storage and distribution part of the business. So a bit of a look at the existing layout with the proposed building added onto it. You can see the main entrance into the site is up here to the north, and then these areas marked in red, that's the car parking that was shown on the photo, and then the new building will be sited to the south of the existing storage building. Just some elevations, nothing particularly special about the building. It's a very typical looking industrial building, and considered to be appropriate for this context. Down at the bottom corner here of the slide, it's probably difficult to see, but this does specify the materials and the colour of the building, which is proposed to be in goosewing grey. So again, a bit of a floor plan. It's just say a large open single-storey storage building. Just one minor amendment to the conditions that are in the main report is that I think this condition originally stipulated the materials to be as per the planning application forms, and then we just added this wording and the approved plans. The plan referred to just has a bit more detail about the specification of the materials to be used. So a very quick evaluation for this one. It's an existing business in an established industrial context. The expansion is supported by policies SP2 and E5 in the local plan. The proposal would stated it would create an additional 15 to 20 jobs on the site. As I've already said, the building in terms of its scale and appearance is considered to be appropriate for this context. The nearest residential properties, which you could see on that overview, they're located over 250 metres to the west of the site. There's been no objection from any of the consultees, including the Highway Authority, in relation to the parking and access arrangements. Just to confirm a point that was raised by one of the local members this morning, Bourne Town Council haven't objected to the scheme. That isn't in the main report, but I had a conversation with them this morning, and they confirmed that they've had no objections to the proposal. There's a bit of sustainable building gone into it. It's a plant wholesaler and distribution business, and the drainage arrangements are such that the surface water is harvested and used in connection with the watering of the plants on the site. And so the recommendation is that the application is approved subject to the schedule of conditions in the main report, with that minor amendment to condition 3, which I've already discussed. Thank you, Chairman. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Phil. Sorry for the delay. I couldn't get up my microphone. There are no public speakers for this item, as there are no public speakers for the second item on the agenda. So it's questions to the case officer, Phil Jordan, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if I may, just a comment.
Thank you, Mike.
It's good to see in the conditions all that about collecting the rainwater for the plants. That surely is a step forward. And there must be a considerable amount of water coming from the roofs and that for that area. Brilliant.
Yeah, thank you for that, Phil. I agree with that. We hopefully will see more of it as time goes on. Phil Dilks, question to, Penny Milnes, question to Phil.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Phil. I just wondered if there's any chance to put a landscaping condition on, particularly to the east. Just by appearance is quite open there. It is a plant business, isn't it? And a bit of biodiversity.
Phil?
I'm just going to share my screen.
Okay.
Again.
Chairman, while the screen's coming up, I have to say there's many other developments along there that don't have screenage. So I don't really see how we can ask this one individually to have that with respect.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think, sorry, you can see the screen again there. So, I mean, in terms of where it would be visible, you can see around the site at the moment, there's already some quite substantial screening around all the borders. The proposed building would be sited down here, so well screened from views in, from the north. And then where these residential properties are, it's going to be further away than any of these existing buildings, and already, I think, well screened by this existing planting along the car dike. So I don't think in this case it's reasonable or necessary to propose any additional landscaping for this one.
Thank you, Phil. I'm pretty sure with this having gone to design pad, David Singleton would have been very quick to have come forward with suggestions for landscaping had he deemed it to be necessary. So quite happy to support David's in absentia opinion that perhaps landscaping isn't necessary. Are there any other questions to Phil, please? I have in the chat box Councillor Crawford, Helen saying she's happy to propose the sorry, Harris, is that a question to Phil? Councillor Harris?
Yeah, yes, please, Mr. Chairman. It just sort of probably maybe a bit off. With a big, large plant like that, especially wholesale manufacturer of plants, obviously they must use quite a lot of during winter electricity to grow their plants. I just wonder, with a large roof like that, any chance of probably having like solar panel on a big, expansive roof?
I think we have this discussion quite often, do we not, Harris, about development, housing development, etc., and the additional cost that would be imposed on developers if we put that as a condition. And I think we pretty well all agree that the government need to give a directive on that, and then we're all on the same playing field. But I'm sure from a business point of view, if the business, once the building is erected, they deem that appropriate for them, I'm sure they will come forward with a further planning application. But I don't think at the minute we would wish to impose it as a condition or put it as a condition. Phil, do you want to respond?
Yeah, I'm happy to add to that, Chairman. If just draw members' attention to paragraph 7.8.1 of the main report. There's a, albeit quite a short paragraph. It does discuss a bit more detail about this, how the sustainability of the building's been considered. It is just a storage building for the plants, and the applicant has stated that there's no requirement for any heating or mains water supply into the building, it's 20% of the roof panels are transparent, which would utilise natural light, that would effectively keep the building warm enough, for the storage of those plants. And then it goes on to discuss the rainwater harvesting. So I think in that context, I think, we're satisfied that the requirements of policy SB1, which relate to sustainable building, have been fulfilled.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Phil. Okay, Harish. So
Yes,
Councillor Crawford, Helen has indicated she wishes to propose approval of this application. Do I have a seconder, please?
Yes, I would like to second, please, Bob.
Thank you, Vice Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, have you gone from questions? Have you debated?
Okay. No, you're quite right, Anita. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's absolutely right. I rather gathered with no questions, etc. Do we wish to have a debate, members?
No, thank you.
Fine. So we'll accept the proposal from Councillor Crawford, seconded by Councillor Judy Smith. Anita, would you like to move to the vote, please?
Yes, certainly, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Councillor David Bellamy.
For.
Councillor Bishnow Singh.
For.
Councillor Crawford.
For.
Councillor Dilks.
For.
Councillor Exton.
For.
Councillor KB Brown.
For.
Councillor Milnes.
4, sorry, did you hear that?
Thank you. Yes, I did. Thank you. Councillor Reid.
For.
Councillor Selby.
For.
Councillor Jackie Smith. Councillor Jackie Smith.
Can you hear us, Jackie?
Councillor Judy Smith.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Adams.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Jackie Smith.
Oh dear. Jordan, are you anywhere near where Jackie is?
Could Councillor Smith put in the chat box for or against, do you think, Mr. Chairman?
I'm sure she could if she can hear us, Anita. Okay, I think we perhaps need to record that as an abstention or did not vote, whichever is the correct way to do it, Anita.
Right, okay, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
The application is carried.
Thank you. Now, can Jordan or Sean hear me, please, with regard to Councillor Smith, Jackie Smith? Jordan still with us, Anita?
Chairman, I've been speaking to IT and I'm just getting them to confirm what the issue with Councillor Smith being able to hear us and respond. I haven't muted her microphone to see if that was the issue, but we've still no response, so hopefully that will get sorted shortly.
Thank you. So we'll again just have a brief adjournment. I'm sorry about this, members, and certainly members of the public, but we will follow our protocol. So we'll just have a short adjournment to see if we can get Jackie Smith reconnected. Have we got any indications, Anita?
Chairman, I've been advised by IT that there doesn't appear to be an issue, so I've asked if someone can just double check with her, because obviously we're not getting any response at all from her.
Thank you for that, Jordan. I'll just leave it another minute or so. Hi, Jackie. Are you Jackie Smith? Are you back with us?
Yes, I'm back now, I believe.
Thank you, Jackie. Yes, can you hear? Yes. Can you hear me, Jackie?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks.
Super. Okay, thank you. Thank you, IT, for reconnecting Jackie. Can we move on to item? You did miss the vote, Jackie. We put you down as sort of not able to vote. Do you wish to have that? Do you wish to vote, and if so?
Yes, I would, because I was for it.
Chairman, sorry, Chairman, it's Mandy. If I can give legal advice, depending on when Jackie Smith lost connection, she shouldn't vote if she didn't hear everything.
Did you hear everything, Jackie?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Are you content with that, Mandy?
Yes, I'm content, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. So, Anita, if you'll record that Councillor Smith was for.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have done. Thank you.
Thank you kindly. Move on to item 6 on the agenda, application S201591. Again, no public speakers on this, but the case officer, Chris Brown, please.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm just loading the presentation up now. I'd be grateful if you could let me know when this is available to view.
I will indeed. It is available now, Chris.
Excellent, thank you. Good morning, Plan Committee. This application is for the installation of an air source heat pump or heat unit at the rear of the house and an extension to the rear porch. The application site is Rectory Cottage, 42 High Street, Ropsley. And I'm not Judy Carroll, I'm Chris Brown. The key issues raised with this application is the impact on the Ropsley Conservation Area. So this is an aerial view of the site taken from Google Maps with the arrow pointing to the dwelling, sort of hidden in behind there. You can see directly opposite the dwelling is a wide open village green in the centre of the village, within the church, St Peter's Church, just beyond the village green as well, with views in between the site and the church. The site is located within the conservation area. And that's the red line plan of the application site. Again, you can see the village green sort of open area opposite the site there. So that is a picture of the front elevation of the dwelling. And then this is a street view taken from Google Maps. The reason I've used this picture, just bear with me while I get the laser pointer up. So this application initially proposed an air source heat pump to be located on the front of the dwelling, roughly where the laser pointer is there, together with some additional screening in front of it. That was the reason that this application required planning permission and wouldn't be permitted development. The proposed air source heat pump on the front of the dwelling, because the dwelling is elevated, very central to the conservation area, and with clear views there from the highway to the front of the dwelling, that wasn't considered acceptable to have the air source heat pump on the front of the dwelling. So hence it's been moved to the rear, which I'll come on to. So this is the existing rear porch, so this is now round at the back of the house with no views at all from the front elevation. The doors where the digger you can see there, that's an internal garage that opens out into the back garden. This is further along the rear elevation, so again I'll use the pointer. The air source heat pump is now proposed to be located between these two windows, now on the rear elevation on the back of the house. That's the diagram of the air source heat pump. And again, so this shows it would be the small pink square there. Again, I'll use the pointer to show you. So that was on the previous picture. You could see the kitchen window and the dining hallway window there, with the porch then on the rear elevation. And that shows where the air source heat pump is to be located, in between the two on the rear wall of the house. And then this was the plan originally submitted. So this shows the extension to that rear porch on the rear elevation of the dwelling. It maintains the height of the existing porch and just extends it by an additional 1.5 metres compared to the existing. That also shows where the air source heat pump was originally proposed on that front elevation of the house. In terms of evaluation of the application, there's now considered to be no impact on the conservation area now that the air source heat pump's been moved to the rear. The porch extension is by 1.5 metres only and on the rear elevation with no visibility at all from the public realm or the front of the house. The amendments on the site of the air source heat unit, as mentioned, are now to the rear elevation. There are TPOs, so there's a group TPO to the rear of the dwelling. However, neither the air source heat pump or the proposed small extension to the existing porch are considered to impact on any root protection areas at all of the TPO trees. The application is recommended for approval subject to conditions. In addition to that, just to note that the reason this application has come to committee is originally it did require permission, although with the amendments it now would be permitted development. But the application is on behalf of a member of staff. I believe she's in the Reps and Vens team. And I'll hand back to you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Chris. Again, no public speakers here. Does anybody have any questions for Chris, please? No, all content, Chris, which is great. Do we wish to have a debate on this one?
Good, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
just
Mike.
a quick question. Would this have come to committee if it hadn't been a member of staff?
The answer to that will be no, Chris. Is a guess, Chris, isn't it? Chris Brown?
That's correct, Chairman. Yes, it's only come to committee. It hasn't been called in at all. There's been no objection, Councillor Exton or Chairman. It's only come to committee because it's on behalf of a member of staff and therefore in line with the Constitution. Originally, it did require permission, like I said, with the SLC pump to the front. So therefore, it's had to come to committee. But now with the amendments, it is permitted development and wouldn't normally have come to committee.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mike. Any other questions, please, for Chris? Do any members wish to have a debate on the matter?
Mr. Chairman, we've got Councillor Harish-Bishnau Singh, I think, in the box, and Councillor Reid.
Oh, no.
Our chairman has left us.
Put my microphone back on. I found my way back.
We can hear you, Chairman.
Yeah, thank you. So I've now
and we can see you.
Thank you very much. I've now got the chat box back, but I can't see anybody to speak. So, Harish, did you wish to comment, please?
Well, yes, Mr. Chairman, I would like to comment. I would say this is a welcome improvement with the air source heat pump. You know, it will do a great thing for our for our carbon footprint. But it is very positive, and I'm very pleased to propose for approval.
Thank you very much indeed, Harish. Any further comments from members? In the chat box, Councillor Crawford has indicated she is happy to second. Members content?
With respect, yes. Chair, I just popped in to speak a little while ago. In that, I think this is a good example and of what I think is likely many applications where source heat pumps are likely to be coming, and I know that very often they won't need, or the majority certainly won't need to come to us, but I think it's a useful exercise, albeit a member of staff, that we've seen the location move to a correct position. This is something that as we watch the process and the rollout of many more of these, we just need to see that they are cited as sensibly and as sensitively as we possibly can. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councillor Reid. Any other observations, comments or debate? I'm sorry, with having lost connectivity, I've lost the previous chat box, which is why I didn't pick up Councillor Reid wishing to speak, or Councillor Harris for that matter.
To help you, Chairman. So following on from that, we've got Helen Crawford that's happy to second.
Yep, I've got that.
Good hope.
Got that bit. Okay, so we've had it proposed by Councillor Bishnell Singh. We've had it seconded by Helen Crawford. Are members content to go to the vote?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Thank you. Anita, could you do the vote, please?
Yes, certainly, Mr. Chairman. Councillor Bellamy.
For.
Councillor Bishnell Singh.
For.
Councillor Crawford.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Dilks.
For.
Councillor Exton.
For.
Councillor Cabry Brown.
For.
Councillor Milnes.
For.
Councillor Morgan isn't there, isn't there? Councillor Reid.
For.
Councillor Selby.
For.
Councillor Jackie Smith.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Judy Smith.
For.
Councillor Bob Adams.
For.
Thank you. That's carried, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Anita. And that actually concludes the formal business on the agenda. I don't have any other business. By reason of special circumstances needs to come to committee. So if Shelley will take out all our visitors, please, and public, and if members will just stay for a few minutes, we will have a quick wash-up, round-up, etc.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll just stop the recording and then I'll remove the guests.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, members, for your contributions.